Hey,
Welcome back. How are you today?
welcome. I'm doing good today. Glad to see your beautiful face.
Yours too. It's 1:46 and I've got my first glass of wine.
I
Should be
see.
wonderful.
Let me correct you. It is 1:46 your time. So I do not have a glass of wine.
Hey, you need to go ahead and do it. Hey,
I
it's 5 o'clock
know.
somewhere, right?
Right. That's so true. So true.
So let's jump into this Gemini tornado today. Like a
I
freestyle
love it.
Friday.
We are going to call every conversation we have a tornado because we will just be jumping from subject to subject, whatever comes to our head. Be
Yeah.
ready.
Be ready. So it's an obvious topic today that I have going on because it was sent to me. And basically,
Let's get to the question, and then that way it's in general.
you start. I'll just back up.
So
Like, and honestly,
go ahead.
honestly, tell you the truth, like, it's not by any means making fun of the situation. Like,
No.
but I want to know, and I think like a million other people in the world want to know too, why do people take their business to social media? Social media is not a psychiatrist. Oh, they can be, but they're going to dog you.
Right.
But I just don't understand, like, why do you have to tell all your business? And then when somebody asks you about it, you turn around and you're like, but it's my business. No, you made it public. It is our business now. And so when we speak on it and we hurt your feelings about how dumb or whatever, this is that and the other, whatever the situation may be, you have no right to get upset about it.
Right. Goodness bless me.
Bless you.
I blessed myself before you came. That was the other side of Mary blessing herself. Goodness.
But I really just want to know, like, what is that about?
So you see that often. And I'm okay with seeing like posts where it's like today has been a bad day. Today has, in general. But when you in detail put your business out there, that does not come back. People can screenshot it. People can record it these days. Like, you cannot take anything that you put on the internet off once it's on. I don't care if you think you deleted it quick enough. You just
no, because you always know there's that one person watching.
Right. 2 seconds. It takes 2 seconds to screenshot. So
right.
So when you put it there and you put it there in an emotional state because you're upset or you're, hurt or whatever the situation, you have to remember that it takes 2 seconds for someone to grab that up and you will never be able to get rid of it ever. And so you have to live with, people looking at you and judging you, whether it's in a good way or a bad way, or people are taking your side or not taking your side. You can't get rid of that. So,
right.
So one of the subjects on that posting or people posting is toxicity, right? Like attraction to toxic
I tried to say
things.
that word all morning and it will not come out right at all. I cannot get it.
Say it. I want to hear how you say it.
No. Look, no. There is certain words that I just cannot say.
Toxic things and people, persons, places, and things, let's say. Toxic nouns. Because it's not just people. It's toxic things that attract you to them. It could be drugs. It could be.
Why are we so attracted to toxic things? Like, you know that you're not supposed to be around something that's toxic. You know that a person's toxic for you, but that's the person that you love the most. Right. Why is it so attractive? Can I say that?
But let's define toxic. Like, toxic could be like that they're just bad, like bad. They're so bad that it looks good. Right? Like that's a lot of things, like single women, like I was there, you know, like you're just attracted to those kind of people.
You see like a
Because it's
dude and
almost
you're like,
like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Not a challenge, but the excitement of it.
yeah, because most things that are not for you are the ones that are the worst. Like they're
Right.
toxic. Duh.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. We could actually talk about that for hours, but I'm
Right. Well,
going to
I
say,
mean, we've all been there. Like, well, I would think I've been there. I've been there before I got married, you know, dating the wrong person for a very long time and not knowing how to walk away from it because of the attraction, and not because he was right for me, but because of the attraction of the way he talked, the way he looked, the way he dressed. He was everything that was sexy to me, right? And then but he was no good, like at all.
so let me tell you about my first toxic boyfriend. I knew it was bad from the get-go. Our first date, he smacked me in my face.
Oh my God.
But
Like at least we can laugh about it now, but it's not a laughing matter.
definitely.
Right?
It was not a laughing situation. And I'm just like, and I like you. You know, everything in your being tells you he's bad for you. He's toxic. Look what he just did to you, whatever. But he was a bad boy. And you know, you're always attracted to that bad boy. He had swag, he dressed, he smelled, and he spoiled. Right. And then you're like, oh my gosh, yes. And you're like, he's so wrong for you. But you knew that from day one. Because on the first date, you were walking.
On, yeah. something tells you not to let go. I don't know what it is. I wish I did.
But now, when you're in a stable relationship, you definitely see the difference. And you're just like, what was I thinking? Like, you never needed that in
I think that's why we can have this conversation, is because we've been there. We've done that. We've been just stupid in love, right? Or so we thought. And then when we get out of that and we find comfort in something better, you look back at it and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Right. But that is our story of how our miracle story ended up working. A lot of people that might be listening don't have that turnout, I guess,
right,
so to speak. And some of them can't get out of their situation. And I just want to say, you know, hey, your head up. One day it'll get better, or you just got to find the strength to leave and move on. It might just be easier said.
But let me tell you, I am not the friend for you to come run to about that shit, because I have been there where I have tried to support someone in a situation where they have been in a bad situation.
And then they turn on you, right?
Oh my God. Let them leave the person, and I'm rooting for them. And I'm like, I got you, girl. You could come stay with me. I will take care of you until you can get on your feet, blah, blah, blah. Once they go back, all of a sudden him and her are both mad at you because now you broke them up, or you messed up their relationship.
Everything is your fault. Oh, girl, please.
So I learned, I do not step into situations. I'm here for you when you want to talk, but I will not step into those situations no more. Because toxicity is something you have to get out of on your own. Like, it's very hard to convince someone to get out of that.
True.
So, like, as your own person, you just gonna sit in it until you tell yourself you're ready to walk away from it. So I will not be that friend ever again. You know how many times, like three different friends. And believe me, if one of my friends who has been in that experience with me listens to this, they'll know who they are. Because we love each other. Right. We love each other and we're still very close. But I stepped in trying to be a friend when they weren't ready to walk away. So then I got caught up in the situation with them, and I won't do that no more.
So then their mess became your mess.
Oh my God. And then everything was my fault.
And then their stress is like basically put on you Now you're stressing about something. They then let their stress go on you. So now it's your
Right.
problem.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know how many
no.
times when I was younger, I've like, oh, is that your boy? Introduce me to him. I want to meet him. Or, oh, he's so cute.
You'd be like, no, that's
I
not for
don't
you.
do that no more either. Cause you know how many people
No,
got
that's not for
together
you.
and that shit went south and it was my
No.
fault 'cause I introduced them? No.
And it's like, you're the one who introduced
Yeah,
me.
like how you introduced me to this asshole. Oh, okay, but you asked me to. And now it's my fault that you decided to go have kids and get beat and do whatever you want to do. That's not my fault. But so I don't do that. And I think I stopped like years ago introducing people that I knew from one side of friendship to another side of friendship. And then I stopped intruding in relationships because it's just toxicity is something that people have to
Say it
walk away
again.
from.
Say the word again.
Toxicity. Toxidity.
I'm going to try to say it at the end of the show. It's going to be great.
Okay.
You will
So
laugh.
that's something, you know, I mean, we see it up close and we see it far away. You know, you see it, like you can see it in stores when, you know, you see the toxicity because you've been there. I see it. I could see a couple in the store like giving little dabs at each other and I'm like, ooh, he gonna beat her when he gets home. Like little thing. And not saying it's funny because it's not funny, but
no, it's not funny.
In it, you see it, and
You
I
know.
want to save everybody.
All right, you know,
Yeah,
we were Adam and I. Every time we go out, we always play like on date night. What is it? Steve Carell. Is that how you say his last name? I think. Anyways, date night with Tina Fey.
Me and your brother do that all the time. Where you try
just
to
like, what's
say
the
what their
story?
conversation
Right?
is. Yes.
What's the story? And so basically, we always laugh because how they say in the movie is like, oh, I'm gonna go home and fart in the shoebox, you know. Like that's our favorite one. So we just try to keep it like on that level, just like stupid hilarious.
Yes.
And the stuff that we come up with is like, wow. But he's my best friend, so of course we have that bond. We can do stuff like that. But I mean, you can like. I noticed I was in Baton Rouge and I was at Hooters, and I mean, Hooters is fun. You can go to that kind of place. But this whole dude, I don't know what it is about a dude with a neck tattoo, but you know that he is not shit. You just know. And so
anybody who has the mental ability to tattoo something across their neck, you have to. I mean, but it looks good. I'm a tattoo person. I love tattoos. So, and
look, it looked amazing.
Yeah.
But he was with a girl and, you know, they were sitting there, but you could tell by their body language, like, I don't know if it was necessarily his girl. It was somebody that he messed with, but they were kind of
they were there together.
Yeah. And so the bill came. And, you know, I always say that anyways. You can be out with your friends when you're there and dinner starts or whatever, everybody ordering all this shit, like beginning of dinner, right? Oh yeah, I want this, you know, I want a refill on this. Let that check drop. Everybody gets quiet. Everybody's on the freaking phone. Everybody just look up like this.
Yo,
you know, there's that one
whole
couple
nother subject.
Up the tab, right? So anyways, back to what I was saying. So it's just like the check came and I like, by the way, I was intoxicated, so.
But you were watching. You were.
Oh, I was like, I almost could have just sat at the table because I was just that much into the table. So the check dropped, and all of a sudden he got up and walked to the bathroom, and I was like, "Oh, that shit would have been sitting there till his ass got back."
I would have pushed it to his side, and
so
and still with my glass in my hand, I would have just pushed it over to his side and waited for him to come back.
So she. She's sitting at the table or whatever, she's sitting like this, right? She mad because she knows she has to pay it. And so she pays for it. Like dips in her purse and pays for it. And as soon as it came back, like they gave her a card back or whatever and she signed, here he comes out of the bathroom. It's almost like he was watching to see if this was gonna happen, right?
Don't say that. That's so wrong if that was what it was.
I saw what I saw. And so like all of a sudden, like you can just see her attitude. You can feel it. And so she just stands up and she's, not to mention that he probably was looking at somebody's ass because we was at a meeting.
Let me just say, this is not the first time he's done this, because she would have waited and said like, oh, are you going to pay? Am I going to pay? But if she was mad because she already knew she had to pay, this was not the first time that shit happened.
Right. And so the whole energy, like you could just tell from their energy after that the vibe was just like she was upset. He didn't care. He didn't care. I mean, for God's sake, I saw his whole thing of boxers. He really did not give a he did not care. So right. And so I'm like sitting there talking to my friend. I'm trying to explain to her what's going on because she's like, dang, you really into that table. I'm nosy. I can't help it. I know. So I don't know. She didn't get what I was trying to say. So I didn't even explain it. But I got to explain it today and you get me. You understand?
And you saw the toxicity in that, right? That he just
I saw the toxic energy. I'm still not going to say the word yet because I'm going to mess it up so bad.
That is so crazy. Let somebody try me like that. Like, I think as you get older, oh, believe me, I've been there where I so badly wanted to hang out and I had nobody to hang out with, and you call one of your friends, even, let's not even say a male, let's say a female, right? And you call one of your friends, knowing damn well they ain't got no money, knowing damn well they really can't be out like that, but you want to go out so bad that you're like, let's go, girl, I got you.
It right.
And that's
the most expensive damn friend.
Yes, I was just going to say that. That's the person who wants to buy the $10 glass of wine 3 times and the $20-something plate. And then we still going out afterwards and I got to pay the entry fee and her drinks. But you know what? I tell myself, I invited her and I knew this, that it was on me. So.
But still, even with inviting, I mean, your friend needs to be a little bit mindful about your pocket. Like,
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I was young and single mom and in my 20s, this was in my 20s and early 30s and trying to figure life out still. But so was she. So she was looking at her life versus me looking at my life, right? We were on different paths. And so, you just have to accept you got people like that in your life. You just have to know when they can step in and when they can't. And at that point, I knew I could pay for it. I was good, and I did. I wasn't expecting her to do all that, but I did, and I called it a loss and kept it moving.
But y'all had fun, and that's
we had a really good
all
time.
That mattered. Yeah.
And I know not to do that unless I can pay for it. You don't, and that's another thing. You do not invite people places and expect them to pay for everything. It's either you pay for you and they pay for them, or you invited them. Like if I invite you to dinner, I'll pay for dinner. I'm good with that because I invited you and I want us to hang out. But some people take advantage of that. Like the guy at the restaurant, she probably invited him and he probably walked away from the table like, well, you got this then.
Yeah, no. I'm telling you. I don't know. There's been times that we've gone out and, you don't care because you're just trying to have a good time. And that's what we do. We always want to have the most fun on 10, always. That you're afraid to look at your bank account the next day. It's like, I know we went hard last night because I could tell by the way I'm waking. But I'm just going to peek. But I'm gonna peek later. Like, it'd take me all damn day to look.
Girl, I think me and you do that all the time, especially when we're together. Because it's like, who cares? We don't see each other all the time. Let's just have a good time. And then the next morning, I tell myself, well, for the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna be eating bologna sandwiches or something.
Ramen noodles, baby.
Ramen noodles. Yep. Because
it's not. It's noodles and noodles. It ain't no damn ramen. It's not. There's nothing gourmet about it.
I do not even eat that stuff at all. I'm kidding. I would rather just fast and have some pepperoni chips or something. I don't know. It's so crazy how when you're young you eat like the craziest shit, and now you're like, ew.
Right. Because Jackson, my son, he loves ramen noodles. Mom, I want some ramen noodles. I said, call them what they are. Oodles. They're not.
And you got to say it just like that. Oodles.
Chicken or beef.
Yo, I can't even. I think I gave Cameron and Gabe some of that. Like when we lived in Atlanta, I think a couple of times I bought a couple packages for him, and Cameron liked them for a little bit, and then she was like, like my kids are all about. I could buy them a $3 frozen pizza, and just because it's pizza, the name pizza, they'll eat it. Like they do not care. Pizza and macaroni and cheese, like that's what
macaroni and cheese goes hard in my house too.
Yeah.
Right. You know, Kendall, she bougie. She ain't gonna eat noodles and noodles.
Yeah, I think it's the way we raise our kids these days. Because my parents would be like, "Go make a sandwich, mayo,
you go eat what I put on the table,
and cheese
right.
on 2 pieces of 99-cent white bread."
And don't be the last part of the loaf, and you got to get the heel, baby. Jackson like,
you'd be like,
Jackson said you took my lunch. And you gave me this piece, which was the heel of the bread or whatever.
Oh my God. I call it the butt of the bread.
Yeah, I said, I know you ain't talking. That's the best part. Huh?
Ain't nobody in my house eat it. You know how many leftover with the front piece and the back piece? And that's it in the bag, in like 4 bags. And I'm like, can y'all throw it away at least? But I didn't know if anybody else was going to eat it. Ain't nobody going to eat it. Just throw it away. And I know that's wasteful, but the butt of the bread is so good when you toast it.
Yeah, like a grilled cheese, a fried cheese.
Yeah, but that's the only time I eat it. And then back to what we were talking about, because we're going to hear a whole conversation about bread butt.
Oh my gosh! But anyways, I believe we're supposed to be Gemini twinning today.
We are.
So. Yeah, it's a freestyle Friday. Okay. So we don't really have a whole talk about. That was just kind of on my heart this morning when I had to wake up.
Do you have a Gemini twinning, or you want me to throw one out there for you?
You throw it out.
Okay, so one of the things, and again, Gemini twinning, this section of the episode is always about things people say or other people or non-Geminis believe that Geminis are like. And so it's kind of a true or false. Like, is it true? Is it false? So one of the things is Geminis love anything new and hate daily routines. True or false?
That is so true. That is so true. I swear. I have had 4 new cars in the past 5 years. You heard what I said.
I heard you. I'm a Gemini too. So like one thing, so you are way worse than I am, but that's because you on leases and you just be switching up so much and you got, different cars at different times. My thing is I think I go about every 3 years. So I might as well have a lease, because I swear I go about every 3 years when we get a new car. I think I kept one of my cars for like 4, but most of the time, and it's not that I'm trying to be, like I want a new car. It's that I want something different. It doesn't have to be a new car. It could be a used car, but it has to be different than what I'm driving. Like I went from a compact 4-door commute car to a huge truck. So like, because I wanted a truck, and my husband said I could have one because, we're in California and I grew up camping and I wanted to camp and I asked for a truck and I got it. But that is a big difference going from a tiny little Chevy compact car to a big Silverado truck. So
I don't know. I don't know where it comes from to always want to just upgrade. Like my hairdresser says that I'm an impulsive buyer. So on impulse. If I say it, I'm going to get it. Like, period. So if I say today, like, oh, you know what? I'm about to go get me a car. I'm going to go do that. That could be good and could be bad in a lot of ways.
I'm not going to say I'm not like that, because if I say it, it means I want it. And if I want it, I'm going to get it. But if I'm like dabbling in it, I go look at it, I walk away like, that's kind of nice. But if I say like, oh my God, I want that so bad. Yeah. I'm going to get it.
Within the next, like 3 weeks. Like, it's just going to show up. That's just how it is. If I don't order, if it can be ordered, I'm ordering it that way. But my cars, I'm very particular about them. I have a specific brand that I like. So.
Right. But you do upgrade.
Yes, I have an upgrade
in a
coming.
reasonable time for a Gemini because we do.
I have an upgrade coming. I want to do it like today. It's sunny out. It's like a good day to go buy a car.
Right.
Adam would be like,
but the crazy
down.
thing is 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you get another, like I have noticed that about myself: car, job, clothes, like I definitely change my wardrobe every winter for winter clothes. I look at my clothes. I have amazing winter clothes that I bought last year. I'm thinking in my head, oh, maybe I should have a garage sale and this is how cheap I am, have a garage sale and sell it all out, make a little money and go buy some new stuff, right? But it's just who I am. Like, I just like change, and I like different, and that's okay. I feel like that's okay. It just makes things exciting.
That's it. You always have to have excitement going on. Right. That is a Gemini thing.
Level 10. And so
it doesn't necessarily have to be a Gemini thing. I get bored with doing the same thing. I get bored. Like, at this point right now, I seriously have a person coming to my house to do my kids' homework. And I'm paying her to do it because I hate the routine of and packing their lunches. I hate the routine of every day that I get off work, I have to come home, and that part of the mom thing. You know, I like their random attitudes and how they're going to act, but I hate doing the same thing. So that's like getting my clothes ready for the next day, getting their stuff ready for the next day, doing their home. I mean, that's part of being a mom, but
that's a hard part of being a Gemini mom. And I'm going to say Gemini, it could be any, but for a Gemini, like my kids need structure because they're not Gemini. My kids need, like my son needs structure. Like, he has a routine every day, and let it mess up and it messes up his whole day. It's
right.
Crazy. So if I don't want to do something at the time, like, after school homework, he flips like because it's messing up his routine. So I had, like, in your case, you went and got a tutor to help. I told them we might have to get a tutor, because when I can't step in at that exact moment to help them stay stable, or have that stability, my husband will do it. But then there are times it's just trying to keep them stable, and they need that during school. But it's so hard for us because we cannot sit still. I do homework for like 15 minutes and I want to pull my hair out because I don't want to sit there. I want to get up and go do something else. I would rather get up and go wash dishes for 10 minutes just to get away from doing homework, and I don't even want to wash dishes.
Or get up and go do some cardio. I mean, anything but the same
I'll go
routine.
Walk the dog. I will go do whatever.
Anything else, yeah. So that's why I just said, you know what? I'm going to hire somebody to come in here. She comes in, she does their homework, she packs their lunch for them. Something I don't have to do. I know that sounds like
but not everybody has that,
I said that. I said it sounds so privileged.
Yeah, or can do that. So it's really like how, like in my case, I don't have a tutor, and I'm not saying I can. I'm just saying I don't. But how do we, we have to work on, but we also have both parents at home all the time. And in your case, right now your husband's out of town. So, he works out of town. So in my case, I need that like tag team. We have to tag team and learn how to do that. And when I was a single mom and I didn't have that, it was a struggle. I'm not even gonna lie. It was a struggle to go to work all day and then come home and have to help.
But then it can be a struggle too, even if there's two parents in the house, because both of y'all don't want to do it.
Right.
I know that for a fact. It wasn't
struggle.
until Adam was home for a while until he actually realized, and that's like when he was off for a while. I think that's when he realized, oh my gosh, you do so much. Duh.
Right.
And
but
working
we do
with my
so
kids,
much because it's part of us. We have to be doing shit. Like, I can't sit still. We were talking about that. Like, we just have to do stuff. So we're good at doing things like right then, last minute, like, let's get this shit done. Like projects. We're over there doing projects at 10 o'clock at night.
You give me a project, I know that shit is due the next day, I'm gonna bang that thing out. It's gonna look like I had it done for a whole month. Like,
right. But you said you had it done because you over there doing it with them. I will not. They will go with the C. If they get a C, at least there was effort.
It's passing.
Right. That is so funny.
Oh my goodness. What's our word up for the day?
I didn't do a word up this
Please
week.
do not say that toxic word that you try to give me to say, because I'm just not going to do it.
Let me go look up the definition of toxicity, and we'll do toxicity. And
Toxicity.
next week
I
we'll
got
practice. Next week we'll practice how to say it.
Such a toxic person.
I'm
All your
just
toxicity you have coming my way.
I honestly think that this was a good talk, and that we are good to go. We got lots of stuff to talk about in the upcoming episodes, and I think that we should really focus in on them.
I can't wait. I got a lot to vent about. So next couple great.
Well, okay then. We'll save all your venting.
Bye.
Bye.